Hello everyone, I am joined here with the beautiful Sarah Lopez from Freshly Prepped and Harvest Collective, and I'm so excited to hear about her life and her business and what she has coming up. So, Sarah Lopez. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm great, Linda.
Let me
So
give
good
you a
to
hug. I haven't seen you in a little while,
Yes, so good to be with you.
I know, you too. So tell me and the audience, what is Harvest Collective and what is Freshly Prepped? So I know they're two different businesses, but kind of collaborate together. So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, hi everyone. Sarah Lopez. We're located here in Bonita, and the first business that I established here was Freshly Prepped. We've been here in this space on Bonita Road for the last 7 years, and the business started as a culinary business focused on creating healthy food for families that were on the go, professionals. So we started as a meal prep business and established a commercial kitchen, which is a commissary kitchen. So we're a resource for other local culinary startup brands. And so we house catering companies, bakers, spice makers, I like to say caterers, bakers, and spice makers, as well as just really any type of culinary company that needs a commercial kitchen so that they can produce their product with the health permit. So we're a resource for the community in that regards. We've also have a catering section of our business, and pre-COVID shutdown, we were very active in the community with catering, and then we kind of, as all we're saying, we pivoted so that we could, remain in business during that time. And so I really started renting out the kitchen to a lot of other culinary startups. So we were able to maintain, our business successfully in that way. And then 3 years ago, March specifically of 2020, we opened Harvest Collective, which is an event space right next door to the kitchen. So everything is housed under one roof. And we're an event space that focuses on private events, ministry events, and business, corporate training types of events.
Yes. Awesome. So what are some of the events that you have here? And is there anything else you want to talk about with that?
Yeah, so really the core of what we do here in Harvest Collective, it is ministry focused. So we are a faith-based business. My husband, myself, my family, we are a Christian family, and we lead our life in all aspects in accordance to the way that the Lord is leading us. And so this space specifically meets a need for ministry for also smaller ministries, startups, any place, any organization that's looking for a home base. We like to call ourselves that, a planting ground for ministry and business. So we currently have 4 different local churches that meet in the space. 3 of them have Sunday services here, so you're invited to come. We have English, Spanish, and Filipino services here.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 different languages that are here, sharing the gospel of Jesus. And we also have midweek services that they have here. We have special events like youth nights, young adult worship nights. Really any way that the space can be used to share the gospel is really what our purpose and the mission behind the space is. In addition, we're a family gathering place, and so we host private events, birthday parties, anniversaries, high school graduations, any reason to celebrate, we host here. And really what we'd love to have more of is business types of trainings, networking events, because we have daytime hours that we're able to book on a regular basis.
Yes.
So we do all of that here, and it's just a great local hub for people to gather their people.
Yeah, I love that you said that you do everything according to what Christ is leading you to. So a kingdom faith business, and that just speaks to my heart, and so that's one of the biggest reasons why I think that I'm drawn to you, and that I wanted to make sure that I share you, your life, and your business to everyone that I can.
Thank you.
So the first time I interviewed you was back in 2020, and that was literally, I think like 2 or 3 weeks before the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to pivot
Mm-hmm.
and, kind of run the business and do things according to what you felt the Lord was asking you to do, and also what, in a way that is going to glorify Him and also be able to still have favor with Him. So when COVID hit, what is something that you learned, about the business and about yourself that you would like to encourage somebody or, share something about that time?
Yeah, definitely. Number one lesson learned is that God will always make a way. He will always make a way. His ways are so much higher than our own, that we need to lean in and trust in Him, that His ways are greater, that they are better, that He foresees, everything that is to come, and that He's always working everything together for our good. The Word says, for those that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose, that He will work everything together for their good. And so, I've learned that, and I'm constantly relearning that in everyday life circumstances when it comes to, personally, in my family life, in my business life, in new ways of stepping out for the Lord. And so that's what I learned, is that to continue to trust in Him because He made a way. He made a way for us to continue in business, to continue to keep our doors open. We did not shut our doors. We actually were open doors during the shutdown, because people still needed to gather, because ministry still needed to happen, because I still had a responsibility to my business and to keep it moving. And so that's what we did, and that's what the Lord showed me, is that when we place whatever He's given to us in our hands, when we place it back into His and we give it back to Him, that He'll always make a way. And so that's what we did. I had to do things untraditionally, I suppose. It wasn't the way that I foresaw them happening, but He grew us and expanded the business and myself in new ways. And I'm glad, because it taught me really how to persevere, how to trust in Him. And I'm constantly doing that. I'm constantly saying, okay, Lord, this is getting comfortable, so what's next? He's always growing us. And so, like I said earlier, we were able to keep our doors open, and we were able to be a resource for ministry and people gathering. We did something that was a little untraditional, and we started hosting curated date nights for married couples.
I remember that.
Yes. And so that we ran that for about 10 months during 2020, and it was amazing. We did the first half of the night as a couples Bible study, and then the second half of the night we had a curated date night, because places that couples would usually go out to date were closed. And so we brought in a salsa dance instructor. We did a dance night. We brought in one of my renters from Freshly Prepped, who did charcuterie boards. She came in and she taught us how to make charcuterie. Oh, wow. And so just different outside of the box ideas. So I think that's one of the main things, is looking at, as a business owner in general, where is there a need and how can you serve that need, especially if it's an area in which God is calling you where there's a deficit, and as the Lord calls us out to meet that need, then just amazing things happen. Yes. So that's what we saw happen.
That's awesome. So what is new in Sarah's life or in the business? What do you have coming up? What are some new projects? What are your endeavors?
Going back to the desires that God's placed in my heart, and honestly, that's working with youth, with the next generation, and working with women. That's kind of been present for the last couple of years. We've held what you've been a part of, a Bible study here in the space. It happened during the shutdown. Again, we were meeting secretly because there was a need. Yes. Because there was a need, and praise God that He allowed me to step out in faith, and that group of women is just growing and expanding in new and different ways. So that's actually something new. As a group of women collectively, we are authoring a book.
That's awesome.
We're authoring a book that's going to be how to study the book of John.
Okay.
And it's called Falling in Love with Jesus. The book of John is a beautiful example of who Jesus is.
Yeah.
And so as we as women studied the book of John, studied other books of the Bible, and then came back to the book of John like 3 times. And we're like, wow, this is really a beautiful place for a new believer to start, or a woman who is looking at what does it look like to have a relationship with Jesus and not religion.
Yeah.
And so that's something that's new on the horizon.
Yes,
so please stay tuned, as that unfolds. And so really going to those places. So really creating significant relationships with women, and how sharing the love of Jesus can really change the whole trajectory of a person's life and their family's life. And that carries over to youth. So I'm a mother of 5. And
God bless your heart.
Yes, he has blessed me indeed. My oldest is 18 and she's in college, just finished her first year of college. And then my youngest is 11 and I homeschool him. He's going into 6th grade. And so I have 4 daughters and 1 son. And so I have been sitting more in my own identity. And Lord, who did you create me? You know, Sarah, not mom, not business owner. Like, who am I? And what are those desires of my heart that I have not yet walked into or fully walked into? And so I know that he created me to be a mother of many, is what I say, for a purpose.
Yes.
And that extends to my community. And so I know that we talked a little bit earlier that the space is going to be starting to be used for youth gatherings. Every month we're going to be hosting and sponsoring a youth night based on the different high schools that are in the area. So I see myself as a facilitator. I think that God has given me good gifts that can be shared with others, like this space. And so so opening the space so that others can come in and use it for ministry or for business growth, you know. And so I'm turning back to those things that really fuel my heart, and I know that the Lord will honor that, and so business will continue to grow in whichever way He desires. So that's really what it is. It's not going after so much the goals, but going after more of the significance and the meaning and the transparency in relationships with others, and how I'm living my life in this community.
I love that you said it's not about going after the goals. I mean, of course we can all have goals, but as long as we are stewarding, you know, those goals according to God's plan. You know, a lot of times we go into something thinking, I'm going to do this, and I'll ask for God's blessing later. It's like, no, we have to come before the Lord first and say, what is the direction? I'm going to go right, I'm going to go left, and you tell me where to go, and teach me and be with me as I steward, as you know, lead me. So I love that you do that well, and you are an inspiration to me, and I know that you know, you do so much for the community, and so many gathers here in the community, and there's so many women and people that look up to you and that want to be able to help you and you know, see your business flourish because of just who you are as a person.
Wow,
so,
thank you.
So thank you for being with me here today, Sarah.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
I think in general, I mean, our space is open. Our space is open for, like I said, I know that your audience tends to be, you know, business owners, professionals. Our space is open. If you are looking to support another local entrepreneur, you know, we would love to host your business trainings, your networking events. So anything in the professional area where you're looking to be in the community and to grow your community and your audience, you know, our space is available for that, as well as, you know, in private events and celebrations, you know, freshly prepped. If you are man or female that are looking to, start your culinary business, you have a vision for it, please get in contact with me. I love to mentor folks through those first steps of getting started in the process, and then you run with your vision, but that's my open invitation for all of you, how we can be a resource. And then more on the personal side is really just encouraging you to realize that that it's okay for you to really pursue the desires of your heart. That you don't have to do what the world says is the measure of success. If you feel in your heart that you're led in a different direction, which will take you to a place where you can really fulfill your purpose. And a lot of times we don't know what that purpose is, and it's a matter of looking and saying, what is that common theme that's been woven throughout my life? What did I really desire to do when I was a young girl? What are you most attracted in doing? What fulfills you? What brings that joy? And it can look really basic, but God can do so much with that, because it's really it's a seed that's been planted in us that that as we cultivate it, that it can grow into something so incredible. And so I really think that in this generation, people are looking for authenticity.
Yes.
And we can't fake that, obviously. No. And it's not based on what somebody else says that we should be doing with our life. And so I had to give myself that permission. So I give you now that permission, to lean into that. And I'm so excited to see what's coming forth in all of our lives as we're obedient to that.
I'm at the stage where I've been feeling for a long time that the Lord has been calling me, to do, something else. And these interviews are a part of that. And the other part of it is designing t-shirts that speak. So I want to be able to create merchandise that sparks conversations and create ripples, amongst a community. So if you'd like to help me in that mission, I will make sure that I put the link here for that part of the business, and then also all of Sarah's information, so you can make sure that you support her in any way that you can. So thank you, Sarah, so much for being with me here today, and just want to say God bless everybody. Have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you soon.